So I just got back from seeing the new live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast, and I was going to intro this video with me singing a medley of all the great songs that we know and love from the film, but then I thought better of it because, yeah, I can't sing to save my life. Does The Tale as Old as Time translate well from an animated classic into a live-action version for a new generation? Is Hermione any good at singing songs as old as rhyme? Will the castle inhabitants ever be human again? No one reviews movies like Gaston, but I try to anyway. Stick around and be my guest as I review this movie. We're starting right now. Belle, a bright, beautiful, and independent young woman, is taken prisoner by a beast in its castle. Despite her fears, she befriends the castle's enchanted staff and learns to look beyond the beast's hideous exterior, allowing her to recognize the kind heart and soul of the true prince that hides on the inside. Beauty and the Beast stars Emma Watson, Dan Stevens, Luke Evans, Josh Gad, Ewan McGregor, Ian McKellen, and Emma Thompson. It is rated PG for some action violence, peril, and frightening images. So Beauty and the Beast is, of course, a live-action retelling of the 1991 animated classic. Disney has found success in recent years, turning their beloved animated films into live-action versions for a new generation, and I'm proud to say that their latest attempt does not disappoint. The cast is all phenomenal. Emma Watson as Belle was wonderful, although there were one or two points where I thought it would have been hilarious had she used a wizarding spell that she learned at Hogwarts. Dan Stevens as Beast worked really well for the most part. The performance capture was really well done, again for the most part. There were a few times where it looked a little off, and I really can't explain it, but then in the next scene, or even jumping to a different camera angle, it's fine. I was a little unsure if I liked the look of the Beast in the first still images that we got, and even in the trailers, but in the movie, I think it worked really well. After a few minutes of seeing him on screen, I totally bought into it. Ewan McGregor and Sir Ian McKellen as Lumiere and Cogsworth were delightful, and they brought much of the same back and forth banter as Jerry Orbach and David Ogden Stiers had in the animated film. Emma Thompson as Mrs. Potts had a lot of the same maternal instinct as Angela Lansbury's performance. Luke Evans, dude, this guy was born to play Gaston, really captured the essence of the character perfectly. Also, Josh Gad was wonderful as LeFou. And this is as good a time as any to address the controversy, or whatever, about LeFou being gay. I'm gonna come out and say it, there's no reason for the controversy. Yeah, it's there, I'm sure LeFou is gay, and he is crushing on Gaston a little bit, but who cares? It's not really in your face, it's not like they added the line, no one loves me like Gaston, no one kisses like Gaston, whatever. I didn't have a problem with it, and I suspect that most of you won't have a problem with it either. To me, the controversy is much ado about nothing, controversy for controversy's sake. In the original cartoon, you can tell that he has a crush on Gaston. Same thing here. It's much ado about nothing. Anyway, back to the movie review. Yeah, I really liked it, and there were a few things that they added or changed that I didn't necessarily care for. This is not a beat-for-beat, step-by-step remake of the animated classic movie, but it is a wonderful retelling of the story, and overall, I really enjoyed it. The sets and the costume design were fantastic. It almost felt like you were stepping into Disneyland or into the animated film, and I really liked the look of this movie. It does get a little bit Broadway a few times, but then so does the cartoon. I mean, they even did a Broadway musical version of the story, so that really isn't a criticism at all. There are several new songs that range from mediocre to pretty good. There's one standout, however, and that is Dan Stevens as the Beast, singing a new song called Evermore. I thought it was fantastic, and I'm going to download the soundtrack as soon as I'm done recording this video. If you want to buy a copy as well, I'd appreciate it if you click on the Amazon link in that description below. I do have a few complaints, but for the most part they're just nitpicks. I mentioned that a lot of the additions and changes were kind of hit and miss for me. I do like a lot of them, and they definitely helped to flesh out the story, but at the same time, the movie's quite long at about 2 hours 9 minutes. I feel they could have maybe trimmed that up a little bit to come in right at 2 hours, maybe even a little bit under 2 hours. There were a few moments where it did start to feel the length. And so before I get into my score, you're probably asking yourself one of two questions. Is this movie better than the original anime classic? Or you're asking yourself if this is the best in the series of live-action remakes. And truthfully, the answer to both of those questions is no. The original 1991 animated film is one of my favorite movies of all time. I adore it. It came out at the time where I really wanted to be an animator for Disney. That's what I wanted to do. My family had taken a trip to Walt Disney World a few years earlier, and we saw the magic of Disney animation building at the Disney Studios, and I fell in love. I wanted to join them. I bought several books on Disney animation, and that was my dream. And I thought everything about that 1991 movie, right from the opening shot, the landscape surrounding the castle, to the classic ballroom scene, and everything in between was just beautiful, and I wanted to be a part of that. Unfortunately for me, in addition to not being able to really sing, I can't draw either, as my high school art teacher pointed out a few years later. But anyway, yeah, the movie still, to this day, holds a very special place in my heart. I've got it on Blu-ray, and I still watch it probably once a year or more. I love it. And no, this live-action version does not beat it. It does come very close. It's a very faithful retelling that I cannot wait to see again, and eventually own on Blu-ray. As for the second question, is this the best of the live-action retellings? On first viewing, I'm going to have to say no. That to me still belongs to The Jungle Book. My god, that movie is so phenomenal, and I'm still blown away by the fact that it was filmed completely on a soundstage in downtown LA. I'm going to give Beauty and the Beast a solid 4 out of 5. If you're a fan of the 1991 film, this is a very respectful, very faithful retelling of the film, and I'm sure that you're going to love it. I'm actually quite tempted to bump my score up to 4.5, and I might just do that on subsequent viewings. There were minor things that I didn't really care for, and again, honestly, they could have done a better job at editing to try to bring the runtime in under 2 hours, because again, there were 1 or 2 moments where I did start to feel it drag. This is just a delightful movie though, fun for the whole family, definitely worth checking out this weekend. Let's help make Mark Ellis's prediction of $200 million opening weekend a reality. Alright guys, so that's my take on the new live-action Beauty and the Beast. Have you seen it yet? If so, what did you think? And what is your favorite Disney animated movie of all time? Let me know by leaving a comment down below. If this is your first time on my channel, and you love movies as much as I do, be sure to click that subscribe button. I do movie reviews, trailer reaction videos, box office predictions, and so much more. Basically, I just love talking about movies, and I would love to have you guys join in the conversation. Thank you so much as always for watching, and until next time, I will see you at the movies. Bye-bye.